Dana Dyksterhuis. I'm a co-founder of Here. Here is a eco-mindfulness platform that began as a mindful parenting venture when we first started the company in 2018, but has grown over the last couple of years and evolved into this platform that brings a holistic well-being to families, classrooms, educators, and those who work with children. And in the platform, we have themes around relevant topics that people are concerned about right now, especially with COVID and the stress and anxiety and uncertainty around that, but also themes around the springtime now. So what we do is we create these themes and then mindful activity packs around those themes that include calming techniques such as yoga poses, healing mantras, breathing techniques, as well as creative activities that families and classrooms can do together. And then also a world we live in element that helps to bring awareness to the environment and animals and how we can make a difference there as well. I began here when I moved to London a few years ago with my son, and it was under a startup visa a few years ago. And I had a completely different idea that I wanted to start when I was over there, and it was around interactive content. And I did begin building that platform, but I was bootstrapping at the time, and it would have been very, very, very expensive to continue bootstrapping what my vision was. And simultaneously, what was happening was our nanny at the time when I was over there, Jen, she also has her Master of Science in Developmental and Behavioral Psychology and has worked with children and families. And so Jen not only was, helping take care of my son, but she was offering these mindful tips that I really needed throughout the day to help with his growth and development. He was 2.5 at the time, so going through those terrific 2s and 3s. And Jen would offer these, calming techniques like a tree pose or, breathing techniques we could do together, lion's breath and yoga poses. And he just latched onto them so quickly and loved doing them. They were fun. But then also she would give me tips as a parent, this is what you can do to help, lower your stress levels down too. And it was just so wonderful and so kind of miraculous. I would tell friends about it. And basically everyone was like, I need a Jen in my life, and I need a Jen in my life right now. And so I approached Jen and was like, let's build a Jen. So that's what we started building. That's what inspired our very first idea to get it out the door. And that was this mindful parenting platform with content around, help with raising a child, and all these mindful tips around that as well. So that was like V1 a couple of years ago. We have a big vision, and we're happy to dive a little bit more intensively into it now in the past few months. Back when we started, we wanted to go for revenue right away versus raising money. We wanted to bootstrap as long as possible. And so we were doing events. We were doing these events that we called an OMPOP, which were, family yoga and mindfulness events. And we would do those in schools throughout London, as well as with a local partner there. And then what had happened was, I moved back home to Omaha, and Jen stayed in London, and we kind of doubled down on our digital piece and our virtual piece with the activity packs and virtual well-being sessions for corporations and nonprofits. And then when COVID hit, obviously all of our in-person had to stop. So we just kind of recalibrated and put all of our energy into building out our digital platform. And so that's what we did. We started expanding our library of mindful activity packs that homes and classrooms could use. And we have, probably at least 100, if not, 150 of them. that have been done around special themes to help build resilience and, bring calm into the day. So our next step with the future that I can talk a little bit about, but it's kind of expanding it beyond, this yoga and, breathing techniques in regards to mindfulness, but opening it up to this eco-mindfulness platform. Because as Jen and I were going along, we found that, with the creative activities, they all involved in nature and animals, and, awareness of the environment and our impact. And then there's also from customer development, this aspect of families, they want help with what can they just do around their house to, live more simply, and including nutrition and supporting the local farmers markets and food waste and all of that. So this eco-mindfulness platform kind of connects the self with nature and the environment, and it brings it all together as this kind of, way of living that is our own well-being as well as the well-being of those around us and all beings on this earth. And so we're starting to create our content more around that focus. And then kind of to circle back to the interactive piece that I wanted to do in London, we've got a prototype out now that has that element, and it's probably 1% of our vision. But what we do picture is a whole interactive library of this content, and many more things to come with it as well. That's on a roadmap. Yeah, it's been great. It was really fun coming back home, and my son and I actually went and pitched to the class. And so it was a really fun experience for him as well, being a little guy. It's incredible seeing, the brains of the students and the ideas. I just absolutely love that. And then as far as the investment is concerned, this investment helped us bootstrap longer, which was especially important during COVID, when, it was such trying times for everyone. So it helped us, stay afloat and keep going and build these mindful activity packs for families and companies. And then on top of that is the mentorship that comes from Tom Chapman. We meet on a regular basis once every 2 weeks. And his support, not only as a founder and the direction you're going, but also emotional support, is so wonderful. And so I'm incredibly grateful for that as well. I think this is brilliant. I don't recall having something like this offered, back when I was in school. It was a long time ago. But this, real world experience and expertise that they'll get from doing this and taking these courses, I think is just wonderful. And I think it's amazing also. I talk about the younger folk because I'm older now, but there's just so much talent in the emotional intelligence that's out there as well, and the brains. It's so inspiring to see, and following a lot of the younger generations in Twitter that are dabbling in investments and doing scouting or in VC programs. It is so eye-opening and inspiring. So I think it's super cool that UNO is offering this as well, that real-world experience. Okay, yeah, so if anyone is interested, we have a full library of free resources on our site that's there now that anyone can access. And, I keep talking about our focus being families and classrooms, but, we have all types of people using some of these techniques. So, if there's something on there when you need a moment of calm, you can just go to our website at hereforyoufforthem.com, and you'll find the whole library there. It includes also, we have a library of meditations on Spotify. So even, for a lunch break or a break in the day, they're 10 to 15 minutes, just put your earphones in and close your eyes and, have that mindful moment to just kind of unwind. So feel free to access all of that. It's there for you. You can contact me also, Dana, at hereforyoufforthem.com, if you're interested in learning more about our programs and what we do. We love hearing from people. Or if you have ideas on, companies in the area that would like to bring a program to their organization, then we are happy to do that for you as well.